I see a few line items, otherwise your appropriation report shows you. If you look at what the current one is, what we actually budgeted, we should have this.
We got another one of these.
Watch it. So if you look at the first line, it says current.
I don't have an appropriation.
Oh, this is
Nathan, you
fund
got
report.
one?
What anybody down here?
Here's another one.
This is a fund report. You got fund
I
report?
got the fund report with investments, but I don't
Yeah.
have the appropriations.
You need an
Yeah,
appropriation
appropriation.
report, we can share. There should have been. you could
Okay.
find out.
Put it all down there, what is up there, it's up Murray stuff.
So,
You sure so?
I've got two sets here. Fund report with investments, corporation.
These appropriations.
I got one.
Oh, he needs one, yes.
You need one?
Appropriations.
does everybody have one now, or just into? If you look at the current, that is what we budgeted in 2025, okay?
Which one you looking at here? Appropriation?
Appropriation report. And then if you look at what's left, it tells you the percentages that are left. So what we usually do is go down and look and see, what needs to be raised. The only ones I can see, because expenses keep going up for travel expenses, it is currently at $900. We only have $900.59. So I would like to see us raise that up to another. Excuse me, it is okay where we're at. I was looking at the wrong line. So that one would be okay. When you look at the police department and equipment, because of the police car and all the equipment, we're running pretty close.
32.
Yes. So I would like to see us add another $1,000 in that, so it would be at 10,000. As you know, everything keeps increasing. All the other items, I feel, and we have to discuss on the, is salaries. And I think the salaries, I've checked with several towns, are doing 3 to 4%. One was doing 3.5, one was doing 3, and one was 4. So you don't have to make that decision tonight, but for general, I do have to put it in the budget. Okay, doesn't mean you have to spend it, but I would like to go ahead and put at least the 4 in. You decide against it, we don't have to pass that till November. Okay, but if I don't build it in, a lot of the salaries come out of water and wastewater, but the police department and portions come out of general and then park and rec. So if I don't place it in there, you won't be able to have the funds appropriated. So with your permission, I would like to raise that to 4%. And then, like I said, you can always lessen it, we may have wiggle room to raise it, but I would suggest that. Okay. All the other items, if you look and see what's left, all of them I feel very comfortable with. I do not feel like we need to raise anything. I think we can make it in all other funds by leaving them the same. So, like I said, I feel like it's going to be a simple budget. As you know, we only do streets, water, and wastewater does not have to be budgeted. So this is your general, your park, your MVH, and other funds.
On the health insurance, have you talked to the agents?
Well, I will tell you, because of my age, it's gonna be
No,
reduced, because I will be going on to different insurance and in our salary ordinance itself. It will be where you'll just reimburse me for a supplement versus having the full-fledged, so I'm gonna be a good cost savings. So, but yes, Murray, that's a great question, because normally I do, about 18% they say to build in there. So,
I don't know if we need to look at that.
yeah, I
Because we
did.
do have other employees. that
You
need
have,
that
you
too.
do have others, so that is something up for discussion if you want to put it in there again. If we don't spend it, it's just in our bank. A lot of people think if you don't spend your budget, you lose it, but you don't. It just builds you for the following year. So I would feel like even a 12% would be more than you probably need in there, since my reduction will be making a difference. So I will
I'd go
raise that.
12%, yeah.
Okay. So, any other line items that you see, Bruce, the redevelopment, do you think we're going to be spending more with redevelopment? Do you think we're gonna be safe? What do you feel?
I think
We've got the work.
getting it
that's
set up
over?
was the cost, now it's in
Okay.
place, I talked, actually, I talked to Tom Pittman today. And once, probably 2 years out, then we're going to have money coming in. We should be getting funds from I think, from the new convenience store when it's up and paying tax, that's 2 years away.
Right,
And if any other construction goes out on that area, and then we could pay it out of there, they'll have funds with which to pay for themselves.
okay. Okay,
But I think most of it,
and,
the work's been done because we've hired Pittman, we've hired the consultant, the great consultant, and so I think most of the work is, the cost was in setting it up. And now that it's running, it shouldn't be a significant cost.
okay. And so then if you go to, Park and Rec, the only thing besides we'll build in the percentage with the park director and helpers, I don't know if the new restrooms, if that's gonna help make our, electric and water go up more, they might be more used, because they're gonna be nicer, so I wouldn't mind, bumping those up. I looked at the water and wastewater, I think if I just bump it up another 2,000, I would feel comfortable with that. So if everybody agrees to the 2,000, I'd like to put that in there. It's when you go to 2204, it's Park and Rec. Second page, or third page,
Third page.
Uh-huh. yeah, that column,
Okay.
right.
Well, naturally, we're gonna use more,
Because they're nicer and we're gonna be using them, so.
more than sense.
Right, so I would like to raise that, and then I would like to raise their electric, because they also will be using, have the power dryers and, different things there, so I'd like to raise that another $2,000 also.
Okay.
Other than that, like I said, I feel like it's a pretty supportive. And then when you look at your funds like LACE, that's what the police bring in. We normally, you just get to budget what you have to spend. So normally the total budget is just about 4,500 every year. There's not much to play with there. So that would stay the same. We usually budget the same for edit each year, so the current budget. So I would
Yeah, like-
keep them. Any questions or any big items that you feel that I have not remembered to budget?
Riverboat, what do you use that for?
The riverboat is you're getting less and less to work with, as you know. We use it for town cleanup normally, but that's my biggest expense. And for just things that it really doesn't fall under, I have something that doesn't fall under or we come up short, you can use riverboat, and then your edit money, say something, maybe the roof gets blown off at the community center or the furnace goes out. Those are the type of funds we reach for to help with that. It's anything to help your economic development. This year we used a portion of edit money for the splash pad in the bathroom. So anything that helps you grow your community or attract people to your community is what we usually use that for. The ARP money will be all expended, and that was for the restrooms. If you remember, we had to have that under contract by 2024, and it has to be spent by the end of this year. So that, use the addition, the last of the money on that restroom, so we won't have that fund anymore.
Do we actually use the $10,540
From which fund?
on, Riverboat?
No, we still have money in Riverboat. We usually do not spend all our money. You don't want to really spend your whole budget every year. So
Right.
Riverboat is one that's there more for support for us, but no, we have not. If you look at your Riverboat, as I said, you see your current, balance, that's what you've budgeted. And then you will see on that what you expended year to date and what the unexpended amount is. So those are your columns you look at. So Riverboat had 15,000, we've only spent less than 5,000. So usually what I'll do is I'll also budget again 15,000, because and then if you look at your fund report, your fund actually shows what your cash balances are. So you can't spend more than you have. And you always want to make sure they're saving back enough for the future expenditures also. Any other questions? Any suggestions? My door's open. This is not final. This is just a workshop. I will, meet with the LGF, present it to them, and they go over it, they look at it, and then we advertise it, and you'll have a chance to adopt it. And we'll probably won't adopt till the, September meeting, so if you want to have any questions in August yet, we'll still have time, because it'll be the, well, the public hearing in September, we'll adopt in October. So we still have next meeting, but I have your well wishes to go ahead and prepare it, and then you'll get your final look at it in August. Okay, and so if anything comes up, please let me know. Anything else?
That's all.
You need a motion for us to tell you to do that or not?
Yeah, it never hurts.
But you can't make motion in hearing.
Oh, no, this is just a workshop. We don't need a
Okay.
motion. Just well wishes, and like I said, we'll be presenting it to you at the August meeting for you to look over and see if there's anything you think I need to change, or if I had to change something, then I'll let you know at that meeting, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the air.
Make a motion to turn this,
No, you don't, you can't.
Well, you can have a motion during the hearing.
yeah, need a motion to turn the hearing.
Second it. Oh, okay, I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?